You want me to sing?
No, don't want that. All right, so
I can sing.
Let's just start.
I can sing. I think the people like when I sing.
Is that what the people told you?
Hi everyone, welcome to Seriously. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Mary.
And if you are new to the show, we are a podcast dedicated to the discussion of web series, where we break down each series episode by episode and, have a lot of fun with it. However, this is a very special episode because this past weekend we got the chance to attend the Brooklyn Webfest, which is an annual web series festival and content creator conference held in Brooklyn. So today we're going to share a few of our favorite web series that we saw and also shout out some of the winners, nominees, and honorable mentions. So stick around. The first show we want to talk about is Blue City, which was in the category long-form drama. Blue City is an action-packed crime drama web series that takes place in New York City. The story revolves around a group of NYPD detectives and 4 characters from the inner city. Blue City tackles the different viewpoints held by many about the NYPD police and the choices that they make. So this series kind of asks the question, who's the most powerful gang in New York? Is it the gangs or is it NYPD?
Mm-hmm. Because many people think that, the police force is its own gang.
Exactly. It had a lot going on. So I'm going to just highlight some of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah.
So the episode opens up with the man who broke into this woman's house and he's threatening her. She's really scared. She obviously owes him something or she got to get something done. She didn't do it in time. So he's get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Before I threaten your life.
Right.
Whatever. So, that was that. And I'm just sitting there what is going on?
Yeah, already I'm just what happened?
Girl, what you do?
Did I miss something? Girl, what did you do?
And then later, it's a scene of a group of guys who I'm going to assume was a gang because they all had on green and, whatever. So they meet up with their friend. They tell him some bad news. They open up the trunk and what is there?
His friend.
A dead body. The friend just oh my God, what's going on? I'm going to get who did this. So the person, from what I gathered from the scene, the person who did it was a cop. He was a dirty cop.
Mm-hmm. Because
one of the guys was you can't just go after him. It's not a regular street dude. It's a police officer. So it's you against the police. It's not, you're going to go down. So he's still determined to get whoever got his friend. And then later we meet a character, very sweet girl. She's sitting talking to her mother.
The good girl.
Good girl, good sweet girl. She's sitting talking to her mother, who's sick from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And the mother's just you know what, girl? Baby girl, I need you to get your life together. I feel you in danger,
my
girl.
My time is coming and I can't watch over you.
Right. I can't go to my own girl's funeral. You're my only baby girl. So she's Mom, forget it. Trust me, I'm cool. Because this girl, I think the father of her child in a gang, and then she's talking to a guy who's also in a gang. So she's just surrounded by these bad boys.
She love them.
She loved the bad boys. So the mom just get your life together. Then the best scene was that woman who came off that motorcycle bike, rolled up on her Charlie's Angels. What's up? She was a hit woman. She knocks on the door. Then she shoots up everybody in the apartment.
She had a job to do,
and she was going to get it done. She was
any means necessary because some other guy came in, guns blazing, and they just have a bang out right there.
But she was
in the apartment.
Yes, she was you tried it. I appreciate you trying to take me down, but I'm not. So she
they both ran out of
him.
bullets.
Yeah.
And so they were forget the guns. We got hands, so let's just handle this.
Yeah. So they started with the karate moves and the martial arts.
It was a lot happening. A lot of action.
A full movie. I was okay. But she ended up getting out and rode off into the sunset.
Mind you, the guy who rode her there never bothered to come upstairs. All these gunshots.
Yes, he was
I'm
she
the ride.
Good.
I'm the ride.
I don't need to put myself in danger. She good.
I mean, I guess she is. She a professional.
So she got the job done.
Girl, where did you learn that first off?
Yeah. So, but all in all, it was a really cool show. The facts and the acting, were really on point.
Yeah, it made me want to see what else comes.
Exactly.
What comes next.
Yeah, so this was actually episode 10 that we saw. So I really want to catch up on the whole season as a whole, just to really get the gist of what is going on.
Yeah.
And you guys can find the trailers of the series on Vimeo, and we will keep you updated on where to find all the episodes of Season 1. Season 2 is currently in production. We got a chance to speak with the creator, Marcus Reyes, and one of the lead actors of the show, Chris Bryant, who played Detective Lawrence. And Chris Bryant was also nominated for Best Actor, and the series, Blue City, was nominated for Best Drama. You can follow them at Blue City Series on Instagram for all updates. So definitely check it out, guys. I definitely recommend it.
So now the next category that we got to watch was Significant Others, and one of the series was Tough Love, which is a show about two friends learning to live with each other's quirks. We have Steven, who's a perfectionist and has a natural aversion to all things fun, and Blair is his fun-loving mess of a best friend who happens to be sexually confused. The episode that we got to see was from season 3. It was episode 5, titled Picnic. Steve, Blair, and her cousin Will are having a picnic in the park, and Steve's friend Andrew comes to meet up with them, but he brings like some sassy gays with him, and Steven starts to freak out. Like, he doesn't know how to handle this.
You brought other gays here? Why would you do that?
So like Andrew was telling him, like, you need to be around other people and learn how to have fun.
So you're very socially awkward.
Very socially awkward. So Blair and Will, they go off to go find some women and end up following this girl who was like on her way to a book club. And Steven and the boys, they stay at the park. They're lounging and they're like day drinking, you know, having a good time. At first, you know, Steven says he doesn't drink.
Right.
But then when they start throwing shade.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he doesn't drink.
He's like, give me the bottle.
I'm going to show y'all.
And he really took it there. So he starts like sweating profusely throughout the episode because he's nervous, and then he's also getting drunk. So it was a lot for him.
A mess.
And then he like ends up telling them this weird story of like how he got a cap from a spray bottle like stuck up his butt when he was like 13, and they all looked at him like, who told you that was cute to tell us? Like,
because they was playing 21 questions, and the question was like, what's the dirtiest thing you ever done?
What's the weirdest thing?
The weirdest thing you ever done to yourself?
And he was just like, well, I'll take over for this. I got a good answer.
At this point, he's like drunk,
and they're looking at him like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, this your friend?
This is your friend? So he ends up like throwing up, and he's like, he feels like he's in an alternate universe, but he's still in the park. Like, he's a mess.
A mess. Spouts out of
his control. Friend Blair is a mess too, because she initially went to the book club thinking that this woman that she's following was a lesbian, but then she ended up with a guy.
Yeah, and then now they're in love.
Like, I was just like, what on earth is going on here?
Yes.
But it was a really funny video, really quirky. I really enjoyed it. The show touches on many situations, including friendship, sexuality, and like the negative effects of leaving your apartment. So it was really cool. Okay, and you can find the episodes at toughloveseries.com. There's 3 seasons there. Check it out. It's a really fun show.
So we're going to stick in this category for a bit and jump into the next show titled Single Rules. Single Rules follows Millie, who has been out of the dating scene for a while, and she's ready to jump back in head first, but she can't seem to succeed. She has really bad dating habits, so she'll say, I'm not sleeping with him on the first date, I'm not going to kiss him. The next thing you know, they're in the bed.
Because she's lying to herself.
She's lying to herself.
She's constantly lying to herself.
I'm like, girl, what is your life about? Come on. This series definitely shows the single life problems because it's hard out here. Like, it's really hard. So the episode that we saw this weekend was the first episode of the series, and Millie was going through her issues, and, you know, just when she thought she was about to give up, she ends up meeting a guy. This is a friend of a friend, but he lives in Paris. He's just visiting, so they kind of hook up. They go on a date.
She has a sexy accent.
Yeah, sexy
I think
accent.
That's what attracted her.
Oh, yeah. So they spent the whole day together. So in her mind, she's like, oh, well, we've already been on like 10 days because we went to the park. Right. We went to the park. We went to the bookstore, coffee shop. So that's all, you know, a bunch of dates.
Lying to herself.
Lying. She's just making up all these excuses. So So after a while, they form a connection. He go back to Paris, and then after that, he's like flying her out every season, like come through. So at this point, it's probably like about almost a year,
yeah,
of her going back and forth to Paris and New York.
But he never came to her.
Hello, did you want to call it out? He never flew out to her.
He never said, "I'll come over."
Yeah, that should have been her sign number one.
Yeah,
because she always had to go to him. So then, the last time she went to Paris, she's like on her way out. She's like, okay, I'm leaving. Bye, love you. Silence.
Dead silence.
He was just like, yeah, that's a no for me. Basically,
he was really blunt with it too. He was like, yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, I'll get the door.
Yeah, I see you later. Like,
call me. Maybe not. Don't call me.
Get like, safe. Like, I don't know what to
have a safe flight. I feel like I love you. Have a safe flight.
And she's like, yeah, I said it.
So you need to say it back.
I'm waiting for you to say it. He was like, you're gonna be waiting for a long time because it's never going to happen.
Basically. So that like really crushed her. So right now she's like back at square one. So her friends are trying to help her out, help her through it. So I'm excited to see what's next for Millie. Will she find love? Will she change her ways? Will she stop lying to herself? I want to know.
I feel for her.
Yes, I'm here for you, Millie girl. We're gonna make it out. So this show was created by Millie Torchetti, who also plays Millie on the show. And we also got a chance to meet her this weekend and a couple of the other cast members, which was really cool. So we hope to have her on the show soon. Mm-hmm. For more information on this series, you can go to singlerules.com and make sure to follow them at singlerulesnyc on Twitter.
So, sticking with the significant others category, the next show that we got to see was Fully Engaged. We got to see episode 5 of the first season, and it was titled The Photo Shoot. Fully Engaged is a show about a newly engaged couple, Eric and Danny. They live in New York City, and they're currently trying to make it through the general wedding hysteria. Mm-hmm. They're dealing with weird vendors and crazy family members, and, they love each other, so they're trying to just, stay calm and stick it out. In this episode, they're meeting up with a photographer named Bill for their engagement pictures photo shoot. And Bill has, like, some interesting ideas.
Yeah. Very interesting.
And they're, like, very uncomfortable with it. But it was funny. His whole thing was just, like, let it flow and it will grow. That should have been a sign right there that something's wrong with this guy.
Right. They were just going with it, though.
Yeah, he was, like, asking them to get into, like, these weird and uncomfortable positions. Yeah. And then he starts, like, yelling at them, like, yeah, give it to me. I love it. You guys are awesome.
Like, can we talk about something? Like, he made him put the ice cream cone on her head.
He's like, Erica, give Danny a piggyback ride. And they're like, no, I think you mean for me to give him a piggyback ride. He's like, no, you don't want that. You don't want people to be like, look at these boring photos.
That's so regular. We want something new.
But it was so weird. And, like, I don't know what to say about this guy, but he was so funny to me.
He was hilarious. It was just like, I think I would have to walk out like, all right, you're on something, and I'm very serious about these photos, so I need you to get it together. Give me the generic ones. I don't care.
He was, like, super creative, and that's the funny part.
Yes.
But the crazy thing is, like, despite everything that they went through, like, the pictures came out really good.
Yeah. Like, they were like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. They were, like, really cute.
And you can find all the episodes of this series at fullyengagedseries.com.
So the last show that we want to talk about in this category is #adulting. So adulting follows two best friends, Max and Faye, as they navigate life as they approach their 30s, which I think this was a very relatable show because we're all struggling like that. 20s to 30s, you're like, I'm an adult, but not really. I don't want to be an adult, but I still want to be a kid at heart.
Right. And we just don't want to deal with being an adult.
Exactly. Like, wait, I'm not ready. So this series is created by Ben Bauer, who plays Max on the series. It was a really cute and funny show. I liked it a lot. The episode we saw was episode 3 of the first season. So Faye has a job that she's like really excited to have, and she ends up hooking Max up with the position there. Since she's working like with the fashion photographer, that's his industry as well. So Faye gives him a pep talk before the job, like, all right, you cannot be yourself here.
Yeah.
You have to be so far away from yourself. Like, Because the real you is going to make me lose this job.
Right.
Like, no flirting, the hot model guy you just saw, he's off limits.
All guys are off limits.
All guys.
Act like you are straight today.
Even if you were straight, don't talk to nobody. Just do your job. So he's like, I'll try, but
because this is hard for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard for him. You could tell.
He's like hyperventilating inside. Like, this is something he's not used to. She
like told him to like get it all out his system, like all the faces, the flirty faces that he would make. Yeah. She's like, get it out of your system right now, because once you walk into this door, we won't have the Max that I know.
Right.
Okay?
That's it. Keep it professional. So they're on set with this like crazy dramatic photographer. Crazy dramatic. So he's just like doing the most. So, Max is still trying to contain himself because this model is like hot.
HAWT hot.
So it's like, it's hard for him. So he's like, you know what? Let me go into the bathroom. Let me give myself a pep talk because I need to, contain myself. So then next thing you know, like the male model, he comes in and he basically like, what's up?
Yeah.
You trying to hook up? What's good?
We got 5-minute break, so let's just do this.
And then Max is like, wait, no. So he's like, but he surprisingly holds his ground.
I know.
I was surprised.
We were proud of him.
Very proud of you, Max. So he denies him, so now the model's mad.
Yeah.
And
he stormed out. He was just like, I don't have time for this.
Wait, you gonna deny me?
Me. I'm the model. Don't forget that.
You don't put me down? So the photographer is just like, hold up, like, why do you think I brought you down here? Like, you were supposed to handle a job. How you going to deny him? So he's like, you know what? You both are fired. I was like, wow, that took a surprising turn. I didn't think that they were going to get fired.
I didn't think she was going to get fired. But then again, this photographer was crazy.
Exactly.
So.
But it's crazy because she told him what not to do to make her keep a job, but it made her end up losing her job.
Right, because the photographer basically said the only reason why I hired you was because you look hot.
Yeah.
And you look like a little hoe, basically. So this guy over here, I think he took a Viagra.
Yeah, he did.
So he's like, I need you to handle him.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why you're here. So that was funny. It was a really funny and cute show.
Yeah.
This show had an honorable mention for outstanding premiere. And you can find the web series on Twitter as _adulting series. And you can find the first 2 episodes on YouTube. So definitely check it out, guys.
So another category that we got a chance to watch was The Biz, and one of the shows was Champagne. We saw the 3rd episode of the 1st season, titled The Family. Champagne follows M, who is a 20-something actress in New York City, and she's fed up with having to fit into the industry's quote-unquote black girl box. Mm-hmm. So she decides to switch it up and become a hip-hop star. In this episode, she meets up with her older brother, and, she tells him, like, she's about to produce an album.
Right.
And he laughs at her.
Yeah, he's
like, girl, what?
Right, what are you talking about? Like, anyway.
You were just acting.
Yes.
Now you want to be a rapper?
Right. She was an aspiring actress, so now she switched it. So it's like, what?
He's like, you got to stop flip-flopping. He's like, that's not okay.
Right. Pick a dream.
Pick a dream and stick with it and pursue it. But, at the end of the day, he's like, I'll support you, whatever.
Right.
She's like, but believe me, like, this is it. This is what I want to become. Mm-hmm. I'm very serious about this. I have a producer that I'm working with.
We be in the studio.
We in the studio all the time, We're focused or whatever. Right. So the next day, she's at home, and she's talking to her roommate, and she's like, I told my brother about this, and he laughed at me.
Right.
Her roommate is like, well,
I mean
understandable, girl. So they end up talking about the weird producer.
Yeah.
And, how it is working with him. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's kind of weird working with him, but, he's a bit of a genius.
Right. Like, no, he might be. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll leave that up to you guys.
So then she says, I came up with the name. My new rap name is going to be Pancham. Her roommate is like, Pan what?
Shama who?
What now? What? And she's like, it's inverted. It's French. Like, trust me.
Right.
This will make me a star.
The friend's like, okay, girl.
I'm going to go to my room. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, bye Pancham.
So then she ends up calling her producer, and, she's telling him about her name. So that's how the episode ends. It's a really cool series. We got a chance to meet the creator of the show, Melissa Mickens. She seems like a really, really cool person.
So hopefully we can have her on the show soon.
At the award show, she was nominated for Best Actress. So congrats, girl. You can find all episodes of Champagne at Melissa Mickens' channel on YouTube.
Check it out, guys.
So the next category was Going Dark, and one of the shows that we got to see was Lemmings. At the screening was the pilot. So Lemmings is a dark comedy about two male friends drawing people into the street for the sake of natural selection.
Y'all heard that right.
The episode starts off with a guy on his phone texting his friend, trying to meet up with him. He happened to be at the wrong address.
Yes.
But he got hit by a car because he was focusing on his phone.
Yeah.
The driver was focusing on their phone.
Yeah.
And, this person happened to die.
No texting and driving, y'all.
They died. So after their friend died, Peter and Ferris are talking about how frustrating it is that people are losing their lives foolishly, and that people are focusing more on their phones and listening to the music and not really watching where they're going.
Exactly.
And getting away with it. Like, people are doing a lot of hit and runs because they're on their phones.
And so they want justice.
Yeah, they want justice. Ferris is drunk as he's saying this. Peter's trying to tell him, that's just something that happens a lot, unfortunately. But there's nothing that we can do about it. But Ferris is not trying to hear that.
So, there's nothing we can do about it? Let me show you what we can do.
He gets, so upset. He directs his anger towards a random woman that is on her phone. She's ready to cross the street.
Right.
So he comes up with this idea. He's like, in his mind, he says that, this woman deserves to die because she's probably going to head to her car. She's going to drop coffee on her shirt and she's going to hit somebody.
Right.
So he's like, we should do the universe a favor and kill her before she kills someone else. Now, again, I don't know what this woman did to her, did to him, but he's just angry.
He's so mad. He wants everyone to pay for his friend's death. And I get it, you're mad, but she ain't doing nothing.
She didn't do anything. She's minding her business.
Yes, I guess in his mind, he's like, she ain't do nothing yet.
Right.
But she will.
So he's like, if you walk in the street, I bet she'll follow you.
Right.
And Peter's like, people are not that stupid. No one's going to follow me into the street. And he's like, all right, prove it.
Right.
So he stands next to the woman because she's about to cross the street, but, she's not really focusing on what she's doing. He looks to see if a car is coming, and he continues to walk. But I guess she was, so trusting, if he can walk, then I can walk.
Exactly.
But she walked, and she got hit by a car.
She did not make it. She did not make it.
And I was just like, whoa.
I was like, whoa.
Whoa, buddy.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So Peter, he's, remorseful. He's like, oh, my God, I can't believe that happened. But Ferris is over here smiling.
He's like, my plan is in effect.
He's really the plan is already in effect. Because the look in his eyes was super creepy.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what is he thinking?
So who knows what he got up his sleeve next?
I don't know.
He's gonna.
But again, this woman didn't do nothing.
She didn't do nothing to you, Ferris.
She was minding her business.
She's not the one that killed your friend.
Go find him.
Bring justice to him. Get him off the road.
Nobody made you God. You don't get to just decide when people can leave this earth.
How dare you, Ferris? So obviously we want to see more of Lemmings.
Yeah, because it was funny, but it's a dark comedy.
It fits the category. Yeah. Going dark. We went pretty dark here.
They actually won for Best Comedy. Ooh. And Sean Michael Bowles, who plays Ferris, crazy guy, he won for Best Actor. So congratulations, guys. You can find all episodes at 32stpro.com. 32nd Street Productions.
So same category of Going Dark, we're going to go into the series Dark Justice. This series is a comedy about the first black cop in a small town. Okay? Absolutely hilarious. Mm-hmm. At first I was a little nervous, where are they about to go with the show? But it ended up being really, really good. So the show follows the character Amir Johnson. He's the only black police officer in this town. and apparently in the world, because everyone he encountered had like their gun out, like
ready to shoot him.
Yeah, because it's like so unnatural for them to see a black guy who's like a good cop or not doing crime. So the first scene, Amir's going into the locker room, and next thing you know, a white cop roughs him up and like frisks him, and like Amir's like, "It's me," and they're
I work here,
right. And then he's like, "Oh, all right, you good." So Amir just like, "I've been here for a month. Like y'all should be comfortable by now." And then the guy just like, "It's just a reflex, you get it." So then they're like in a meeting to talk about the next case, and then the whole time, his partners are just like reaching for their gun and like at every move and randomly handcuffing him randomly. And he just like, they just stay ready at all times. Like, don't move. So they're about to look into a robbery, and the suspect is a black woman. So they go to the victim's house and they're questioning him, and Amir's like, all right, you know what? No problem. I'm going to check the premises. So Amir's outside, and then another black guy comes up to him, first of all, I feel like he came into his backyard.
Yeah, like, where did you even come from,
Where'd you come from? How'd you even see I was back here? So he's like, I got some good weed. I got some coke. Like, you trying to buy? And Amir just like,
you serious?
What the heck? I'm a cop.
I'm literally standing in front of you in uniform.
In my uniform with my badge. And the guy just like, why you ain't tell me? So he's like, I'm wearing my uniform. Come on. So the guy just like, we got black cops now? Since when? So Amir's like, boy, if you don't get on, get out of here. So he goes back in the house, and the partner shoots at him. And the partner's just like, stand down, you match the description. Amir's like, it's a black woman, I'm a man. And he's just like questioning him.
And I
like,
came in here with you.
And he's like, I do remember coming here with a black guy, but I don't know. So they're just going back and forth. So Amir just like, you know what? I'm starting to think there are some problems with the police and the black community.
You think?
So it was really funny. It was like really cleverly like written, and they touched on deep topics like police brutality and racial profiling in like a comical way, which was really cool. So Dark Justice is written and directed by Mike Gerbino, and at the award show he was nominated for Best Directing and received an honorable mention for the DAF Comedy Award. You can find all 6 episodes of season 1 on YouTube at Dark Justice. All right, sticking in this category of going dark, the next show we're going to do is The Pioneers. This is a comedy series about a couple who decides to spend the month before they get married to sleep with as many people as possible. So the episode we saw this weekend was episode 8 of season 2. In this episode, the couple is on a little getaway in Cape Cod, I believe, to visit their good friend Duke, who's also like writing music for their wedding. So, and Duke is like the guy of the town. Like he's the guy. Everybody loves Duke. Like he's the guy. So, and then it was just kind of weird because they were like getting busy in the room, and then Duke is like watching and like recording. But they don't seem to mind. They just keep doing it.
They were loving it.
Yeah. So they're like really open, this couple. So, okay, great.
That's a good way of putting it.
Right. They're just open. So, they're having a good time in Cape Cod, enjoying the sun and whatever. So they come up to Duke, and they're just like, you know what, we need help. Some people out here, about sex codes. Like, what's up? Like, put us on. We just want to kick it up a notch. So Duke is about to tell them, and then out of nowhere, this guy comes up and grabs Duke, and he's like, this is Bad Steven. That's his name, Bad Steven. So Bad Steven comes up to them with a knife, and he's like,
a little knife,
a pocket knife. He's like, come on, like, take me back to your place. So
he like holds them hostage.
Yeah, he holds them hostage with a baby knife. And then Duke is like, all right, I owe Bad Steven a lot of money. Like, that's why he's like bothering us. So finally, like, they figure out a way to get out. And they hit Bad Steven, on the head and tie him up and take him on a boat. And their plan is to chop him up and feed him to the sharks.
Because they think he's, like, dead, right?
Yeah. When they knocked him out, they were like, all right, he's dead.
Yeah.
So they was like, all right, so we have to chop him up. We got to get rid of the body.
We got to get rid of this body.
Right. So this whole thing, like, took a turn. So now they're on the boat, and then Steven ends up waking up screaming.
That scared the hell out of me.
He's screaming. And so Duke hits him on the head again.
Trying to knock him out again.
Yeah. Did it work?
No, it did not, because he woke up again.
So they're just like, oh my God, this guy won't die. So then they just end up going back to shore or whatever. And it's like the next day and the couple's like leaving. And they're just like, sorry about almost chopping you up. And Steven just like, ha, it happened. You know, that's what you get from bad coke. So it's like, whatever, right? What's happening right now? So Duke ends up giving them a book of sex codes. So all in all, they did achieve their goal.
Yeah,
they got
did.
what they came for.
Definitely.
Regardless of what transpired in between. So yeah, I like how the show was written also. Like it had like a fun voiceover commentary throughout it. Which was really cool. So the Pioneer series is created by Adeline Haran, Ted Day, and Benjamin Wright Smith. You can find all episodes for all the seasons on thepioneerseries.com. This series also won for Best Writing, so congrats, guys.
Okay, so the last show that we got to see in the Going Dark category was titled 20 Seconds to Live. It's a series about different twisted scenarios in which people can die in 20 seconds. So the episode that we got to see was episode 6, titled The Doll.
Yes.
So this guy, he goes over to his female friend's house, and, you know, when she opens the door, she's, like, freaking out. She's like, come inside, now. And he's like, what's going on? And she's just like, I have to show you. So she opens the door to, like, a den area, and she's like, and it's right, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a doll. Like,
right. With this creepy doll.
That's what you called me over here for? Like, a doll. And she's like, no, it's an evil doll. He's like, okay, but it's a doll.
Right, calm down.
Nothing's going to happen. Like, you're wasting my time. She's like, listen, when I came home, it was on the shelf where I always have it. And then when I turned around, it was over here in this room.
Standing in the middle of the floor, might have
So, in, like, a sarcastic way, he's like, so you're saying, like, the doll walked over here?
Right.
Like, what? What are you asking me? And she's like, this doll wants to hurt people, okay? Because it's evil.
So like, I don't know how it got here, but it's evil.
So out of nowhere, like, the countdown starts. So it's like starting from 20 seconds. And he's like, okay, so what do you want me to do about this? Like, I can't really do anything. And she's like, we have to break this curse that it has. And so while she's talking, he just kicks this doll out the window.
He kicked it?
He kicked the doll out the window.
I thought the doll flew.
No, he kicked it.
I thought the doll flew.
No. He's like, problem solved. Like, we're done here. He kicked it out the window. He power kicked it, okay? Because he did it so quickly that you thought that it flew.
I'm like, this doll is really evil.
No, he kicked that doll into the street. And he's like, all right, there you go. It's a doll. It's not going to do anything to you. It's in the street. But then this older man comes and he picks it up.
Why are you picking up stuff you don't know nothing about?
Note to everyone. Don't touch anything on the street. That is not your business. You don't touch anything on the street. Because
rule number one.
Look what happens. This man died. He got hit by a car. Out of nowhere, he got hit by a car.
Yes. Don't touch stuff in the street.
So, like, they rush outside, and they're like, yeah, this man is dead.
Yeah. It's confirmed.
But then she's like, but where's the doll? They turn around, the doll's in the house again.
It's back in their house, right?
It's back in the house, and it's like this creepy laugh. And then the guy friend is like, yeah, don't ever call me again.
Right.
Lose my number.
You're blocked for life.
You're blocked for life.
So don't call me back. Mm-mm.
So it was a really funny show. You can find all episodes at 20secondstolive.com.
So the final series we want to get into is Coexisting. This series actually premiered at the Brooklyn Webfest this weekend. Coexisting is a series that looks at the blurred lines between love, friendship, and everything in between. This series is centered around the couple Liam and Soraya. They are almost the exact opposite of each other. You know, he's an introvert, she's an extrovert. He's tall, she's short, he's white, she's black. And although these are things that drew them together, it is now kind of pulling them apart. So this episode opens up at the end of their relationship. And the scene is, like, very bittersweet. Like, they're, like, you know, breaking up with each other. But it's still, like, you can tell they still have a connection, like a bond.
Definitely.
So they end up going to work. And, you know, they're talking to their friends separately later. And the friend's just like, okay, so who keeps the apartment? And Soraya just like, oh, I'm going to give him some time. And then next thing you know, Liam is like, yeah, I'll move into the smaller room until she figures out what she's about to do.
Yeah, so they both assume that the other person is leaving.
So I'm like, there seems to be a disconnect here.
Yeah. No one communicated with each other.
Right.
They're telling their friends what's going to happen.
Interesting. Let's see how this plays out. And they both kind of come home and just like, all right, so when are you moving out? You know? take your time. And the other one's like, hold up. What do you mean?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute now. So they have an argument about it because they're both is like, I'm not moving, so you need to figure out what you about to do.
Right.
So he's like, I picked the place. She's like, well, I negotiated the deal. He's like, I painted the place. She's like, okay, that's cute. I picked the colors.
Right. What you thought?
Like, come on.
So again, they both lean on their friends on how to handle this situation. He actually leaned on his mama.
Yeah.
He's a mama's boy.
He is a mama boy.
He called his mama up.
She said, boy.
Listen, Soraya is a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
How about you try to get back with her?
Yeah, she because I can't have you living back here.
One of his friends suggested that, he tried to make the place like a bachelor's pad to kind of run her out of it. But it did not work.
No, it made her mad.
Yeah, because they both got petty with each other. Mm-hmm. They started purposely hiding things and leaving notes on their chalkboard. Yeah. So it was just crazy. Really mm-hmm. They're both being petty with each other. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah, because in the end they kind of resolved it a little bit, I guess. Even though they were arguing the whole episode, they both missed each other's friendship.
Definitely.
Although we're not going to be together, but I still want you in my life as a friend, regardless of, what has happened. So I'm interested to see where this couple goes, if they're going to make it, are they going to be able to coexist in this apartment? So I'm excited to see about that. So this show stars Ian Holcomb, who's also a writer on the show, and Kaliswa Brewster, who's a producer of the series. And some of you guys might know Kaliswa from Blue Bloods on CBS or Daredevil on Netflix. So, and also congratulations to Lakeisha May, who won for Best Supporting Actress. She plays Eleanor on the series, Soraya's best friend. You can catch the trailer for Coexisting and learn more information about the series on coexistingtheseries.com. And make sure to follow them on Twitter at co_existing.
All right, guys. So we want to thank Amanda and Kit, the creators of the Brooklyn Webfest, for having us. We had a really good time. There were a lot of screenings of different categories, panels, and discussions that were put together really nicely. And also, congratulations to all the winners and nominees of the fest. Woo-hoo. Shout out to all the creators of the web series featured. You can find a full list of all the series at brooklynwebfest.com. We will also put links to all the shows that we talked about in the description box. We want to really encourage you guys to watch them. We do plan on doing some of these series episode by episode, so tweet us, email us, and let us know which one you were feeling the most. You can email us at seriouslypodcast@gmail.com and follow us on all social networks at Seriously Podcasts.
SERIESLYPODCAST. Give us a
She had to get that out her system. Okay, guys. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.